Polish President Andrzej Duda and Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk are in Washington to meet President of the United States Joe Biden. What is the reason for which American head of state meets both of those Polish politicians? Polish president does not have an executive power over Polish government. He's got some important decisions in the Polish constitutional system. However, this is Prime Minister who calls all the shots and takes responsibility for all the actions of the regular government decisions. The fact is that between those two politicians in Poland, there are some significant differences. Both come from the same political family in a broader sense. They both refer to Solidarność as their political heritage. But there is an important difference in the way they perceive the geopolitics right now. Donald Tusk is a politician who always was close to his senior partners from Europe, mainly Germany. Donald Tusk was the author of infamous reset policy and attempts to get along with the Russian Federation back in 2008 when he was hosted by back then President George W. Bush. He basically lied about his attitude towards missile defense system, the system that President of the United States George W. Bush wanted to establish before he leaves office. He didn't manage to do it, mainly because of the way he was treated by the government of Prime Minister Donald Tusk. Donald Tusk is a prime minister, another time right now, and his decisions regarding the attitude towards Russia are different right now, but the only reason is that German policies towards Russia are different than we've heard back in the days when they were executing plan and establishing and building Nord Stream and Nord Stream 2 pipelines. But the fact is that the Polish Prime Minister and Polish President differ on the way that Poland and Eastern Europe should treat United States. From the position of Polish President, the transatlantic relations and cooperation between Middle Eastern Europe and United States and Great Britain should be the foundation of the security system in Europe. On the other hand, Donald Tusk thinks that it's more duty of Berlin, Paris and Warsaw to set up a new security infrastructure or architecture in Europe. The problem is that building this kind of architecture based on German and French cooperation means throwing away Americans from Europe. And that poses a significant threat to all the security relations and all the security architecture that was built to protect Europe from influence of Soviet Union after the Second World War. And the fact is that Vladimir Putin, the man who is in charge in Russia, is clear on one thing, that recreating the Soviet Union is his political goal number one, as he always repeats that dismantling of the Soviet Union was the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the 20th century. And what is basically doing right now is rebuilding the evil empire. The problem is that he was always looking for partners in this process. And usually Germany and France were on board with him.
Canada.